What's up, guys? Welcome back to Chemical Guys Detail Garage. I'm Jason.
And I'm Henry.
And we've got a lot of questions from you guys this week.
So we put a post-it on our Instagram. We thought it'd be a great idea for us to answer you guys all the questions you guys have. So I'll be pulling off live questions from our Instagram feed and we'll be answering it, all right? So we're gonna start off with question number one. It comes from Shaq Kicks Official. What is the best way to get rid of small scratches from the paint?
Ooh, well, the best way would be to polish it out with a polisher.
Yeah.
So you're gonna definitely need one of the torque polishers. Probably the torque rotary is the best way because you can do it the most efficiently. But any of our polishers really work really well for that. You can also hand polish, but I wouldn't say that's the best way because it'll take you a lot of time to do that versus the polishers are gonna really help you buff that out quickly.
Of course. So Jason, what type of products should you pair the polisher with? I know we have the V line, we have VSS, we have C4, P4, we even have a cleaner wax like Slick Finish.
Yeah.
So if you could just give me a quick brief breakdown when I should use what or...
Well, if you're in a pinch, you've got a time constraint, you could definitely go with just the VSS where it's a one-step scratch and swirl remover solution. Or you can go with one of our latest products, P4 and C4. You would use C4 for your clear cut correction compound as a one step or pair it with P4 right after for a nice little polish. But if you really want to get into the nitty gritty, you go back to our V line and hone in on those finer details and really figure out which of those products are going to be best for your particular paint and your particular scratches.
Awesome. So what I understand from you, if you have very superficial scratches and swirls, you could go with a cleaner wax like Slick Finish. On the second hand, you don't have deeper scratches, you have very light scratches, P4, C4. You have something that's a little bit more moderate, more heavier, VSS, and finally to get into the deep nitty gritty, go via V-line.
Definitely.
Awesome.
Our next question comes from Jesse Blaze. Jesse asks, what can I use so I don't get streaks on windows?
What I like to do is I personally like to clean it up with Streak Free or Signature Series glass cleaner. What's the difference? Signature Series glass cleaner has a much heavier duty cleaner. It also has a scent to it. It is safer tint, so you can use it both on the interior car as well as the exterior car as well as your home and office. So the Signature Series, if you go off-roading, you get a lot of dust, you live on a gravel road, go with Signature Series. If you're a daily driver, you just have a little dust, particles here and there, go with Streak Free. But one key thing to reduce scratches and swirls is do a two-towel method. The two-towel method with the waffle weave. I like to use the blue one and the red one like this. I think about it of the 3D colors, and one's only going to be for wiping down the product and the other one's going to be buffing off the excess. So on the interior of my glass, I go vertical, and on the exterior, I go horizontal. So if I see a vertical haze or streak, I know it's on the interior.
Inside. Yeah. A lot of people don't even know that you can get scratches on your glass, right? So that's another important step.
And if you're still getting streaks after doing all these processes, that means your glass has contamination. So get a clay bar, clay block, and clay your glass. So like this, you remove all the contamination and then your glass is smooth, and then ceramic coat it with HydroView so any contaminations fall out, tree sap just glides right off.
That's right. So Jesse, when we see your car next, it better be streak free.
Our next question number 3 is, how do I remove water spots from my paint, from my glass? And this comes from Pari_NT.
Well, Pari, there's one really great way to do that, and that's with our heavy water spot remover gel. You can apply that on your paint, your glass, and pretty much get the water spots off with that. In order to use it, you probably need to prep a little bit first, right, Henry?
Yeah, you would want to wash it, and then I recommend clay barring it, and then go with the heavy duty water spot remover gel. So the heavy duty water spot remover gel is a very concentrated gel that's going to be removing all the calcium, the alkaline that might be seen on your glass, on your paint, on your chrome, on your wheels. It's going to help you uplift it away from the surface. So like this, you do not have to take action with a polisher.
That's awesome, Henry, and that works great for most of your water spot issues. If it's been baking in there forever and it's really set in and embedded into your clear coat, then, you know, unfortunately you might have to go back to step 1, question 1, and go and polish those out just like as if it was a scratch or swirl.
Awesome. So two simple ways how to do it, and using these two different types of method, you'll remove water spots, alkaline, calcium from your paint, and now your paint will be glossy once again. Because nobody likes water spots.
Nobody.
Nobody.
All right, Henry, I've got a question here from OTR Allen. Can you clay bar using soap as a lubricant?
That is a great question. So whenever you're dealing with a clay bar, you do not want to pair it with soap. If you do pair it with soap, yes, you will clay, but your clay bar is going to be deteriorating as you go.
Yes.
And you need to keep this in mind. Water is heavy. Water that is not filtered, that is not deionized, has particles in it. So all those particles that you're gliding around your paint and you're like, oh yeah, wishy-washy, wishy-washy. You're just technically scratching your paint. You're getting more scratch and swirls. You're getting marring. So we recommend taking it the best way and wash your car, dry it, then follow it up with a clay luber and your clay bar or block. So like this, you constantly keep inspecting your clay bar. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have dealt with white cars and you see those little rust spots all over the place. All of that is just contamination digging inside the clear coat, and whenever you get a clay bar to it, you start seeing a brownish effect on your clay bar. So imagine you're just gliding that across the whole paint while you're washing. You don't know where you clayed, you don't know what contamination you're removing, and then whenever you come back to remold it, you lose your place. But while using a clay lubricant like Clay Luber, you go back, you wipe it down, you move on.
Yeah. All right, next question, Henry. Feed it to me. I'm feeling like I know the answer to whatever it is.
What products do you recommend for protecting my daily driver's paint for the winter?
That's a great question, especially since we're heading into winter and you definitely want to take care of your paint because you have a lot of contamination flying through the roads. If you live in an area where you get a lot of snow, you have salt and all kinds of crazy stuff that is just getting attached to your car and causing damage. So basically to protect it, you want to coat your clear coat with layers of protection. So basically the best way to do that is with some type of ceramic coating. We have a lot of different ceramics to choose from. You could use Hydro Slick, Hydro Charge, or you could even go with Carbon Force and put a really thick layer of ceramic on your paint.
That's a great point, Jason. You could ceramic coat your car, you get the most protection, but you could also take it different types of ways. I mean, this is what Chemoguys does. Chemoguys offers a product basically for anyone. You could apply a wax, you could apply a sealant, a glaze, a ceramic, you could layer everything. So if you start layering everything from you finish washing, you clay, you polish, then this is when the maximum protection comes in. So after you do all that work, it's time for you to protect it. You could go ceramic. After a ceramic, you'll go a glaze. After a glaze, you'll go a sealant, then a wax, a spray wax, and then you maintain it.
Yeah.
So doing these steps from a ceramic all the way down to a wax is going to benefit protection.
All right, Henry. So Mr. What Brian asks, why upon delivery of his Torque 10FX is there both a yellow and a red backing plate?
Great question. So we get this question everywhere on our social media, comments, YouTube. So the Torque 10FX actually comes with two different types of bagging plates for the user to use. So the yellow bagging plate is a little bit much more stiffer and the red bagging plate is much more flexible. So if you're the type of person that has a car like Jason, he has a Hyundai Veloster, it's curvy in the back, you just take out the yellow bagging plate and you'll throw on the red bagging plate so the pad can contour to the area you're working on. Unlike like me, I drive a truck. I have a lot of flat areas. I just stick with the yellow bagging plate. The yellow bagging plate is better to work in flat surfaces. And if you have a curvy car, red bagging plate, simple as that. All right, Jason, our next question comes from Colin_Evans_04.
Okay.
What is good for mud and mud stains out of carpet?
I'm assuming the carpet in your car,
Office.
But you could also use this method for your office or your house. I would basically grab some, I think Fabric Clean would be a really good way to do that. It's a shampoo, it's citrus based, it smells phenomenal. It's one of probably my favorite scents. It's very powerful, but you know it's working. And because of that, because it's powerful and concentrated, you need to dilute that. So basically you would dilute a little bit of that soap into a secondary bottle, spray the area, and then let that sit for a little bit. You can scrub it out with one of our carpet brushes, either the Nifty brush if it's a very small carpet area. Use the Nice and Stiff injection brush, or if you want to speed up time, you can grab one of our spinner drill brush attachments and use either the light duty or the medium duty, I would say, for the carpet, depending on the sensitivity of your carpet and the level of filth or stain set in. You can use that on a drill attachment to basically scrub out the area. Use a microfiber towel to wipe it off. You should be good to go. All right, and the last question, Henry, is from Hayden Pearsons. I've started detailing my truck and want to know what I should do to find the best products for me.
Great question. So there's different types of ways you could go about that. One, you could call our customer service. Two, you could DM us on Instagram. 3, you can message us on Facebook and send a picture of your truck, and we will help you guide yourself through the whole entire Chemical Guys line.
Yeah.
Or you can message us on via social media, send us a
Yeah.
picture, and our team will get back to you with all the products you need to keep your car looking clean 365 days a year. And
You can also go to the website, chemicalguys.com.
we have a My Garage section.
Yes, you could put in your car type. Right now, by doing that, you get early access to when we launch that officially. Right now, it's just in beta, but eventually we'll be able to suggest products for your specific car. Or you can go to your local detail garage and talk to an associate. If you've got one near you, those guys are super helpful. They know everything about detailing, and they will happily get you to the perfect shine.
So there's different types of ways you could get the perfect shine for your ride. My Garage, our customer service, our social media, comment under our post. We will get back to you.
Yeah.
So guys, if you guys like today's video, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up. If you want to see more Q&A questions, drop more comments down below. Let us know what questions you want us to answer, or let us know what videos you want to see.
Yeah.
If you want to pick up any of our products today for these holidays, stop by your local detail garage, order on our website, chemicalguys.com. And as always, thank you for sharing your passion for shine with Chemical Guys.
Take care, guys.